All right, today we're going to talk about a platform that's making a really bold claim to be the one and only piece of software a marketing agency will ever need. It's called GoHighLevel, and we're going to break down their all-in-one pitch, looking directly at their own marketing materials to see what it's all about.
So GoHighLevel's whole argument really starts with this one simple question. They're banking on the idea that most agencies are running on a system that's just, well, duct taped together. You know, this messy patchwork of tools for your landing pages, your emails, your scheduling. They're all clunky, they get expensive, and you know they're just not that reliable when you need them to work together. Sound familiar to anyone?
And their solution, in concept, is incredibly simple. Just replace that messy, overflowing toolbox with one single unified platform. The big idea is to bring everything, from the moment you capture a lead to the final sale, all under one roof in a streamlined system.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start with that core duct tape problem. Then we'll walk through their three-step process: capture, nurture, and close. After that, we'll get into what they call their game-changing feature for agencies, and we'll wrap it all up with the details on support and pricing. Okay, first up, let's really dig into this duct tape problem and how GoHighLevel says they can solve it by bringing all your tools into one place. So what does all-in-one actually mean here? Well, we're talking about the whole shebang, everything from the stuff your customers see, like websites and funnels, all the way down to your internal tools, like your CRM and calendars. The key idea is that these things are built to work together from the start, so you can just forget about all those integration headaches. And that brings us to the very first step in their system: capturing new leads. Let's take a look at the tools they've packed in for the top of your funnel.
When it comes to lead capture, they've really tried to cover all the bases. You've got your standard websites and funnels, of course, but they also include more interactive things like surveys and forms. And, pretty importantly, they've integrated channels that usually cost you extra, like online appointment scheduling and even a whole inbound phone system.
So you've got the lead in the door. Now what? The next step, obviously, is to nurture that interest and keep them engaged. GoHighLevel actually calls this automated follow-up the real backbone of their entire platform.
Their whole philosophy on nurturing is about hitting people from multiple channels. And this is where that all-in-one thing starts to feel pretty powerful. Because instead of just sending automated emails, the system can fire off text messages, it can do voicemail drops, and it can even start conversations on Facebook Messenger. You're basically keeping that lead warm from every possible angle.
But then they add another layer: artificial intelligence. The platform claims its AI can actually have a two-way text conversation with a lead, and the goal is to get an appointment booked right onto your calendar, all without a person having to lift a finger.
You know, this quote from Alex Shalinsky really just nails the value proposition they're going for here. It's all about automation that saves you a ton of time while making sure no potential customer ever gets forgotten.
Okay, so you've captured the lead, you've nurtured them with all these automated tools. Now it's time for the most important part, right? Closing the deal. The platform has a whole set of tools designed specifically to turn those prospects into actual paying customers.
A huge piece of the closing puzzle is their built-in pipeline management. Just think of it as a really clear visual dashboard where you can track every single lead as they move through your sales process, from the moment they show up to the moment you mark the deal as won. Nothing gets lost.
And to really complete that loop, the platform has payment processing built right in through Stripe. That means you can take a payment on the exact same funnel where you first captured that lead. And again, tying it all together, all the analytics, all the revenue numbers for each stage, it's all tracked in that same central dashboard.
This testimonial from Christine Seal is really telling because it points to a key strategy for these kinds of platforms: getting sticky. I mean, when a company builds its entire business around a single piece of software, it becomes the absolute core of how they operate. They're not going anywhere.
Okay, so this next part is what GoHighLevel presents as its most powerful, most unique feature, and it's aimed squarely at marketing agencies. It's the ability to white-label the entire platform and make it look like it's your own software.
This little comparison really gets right to the heart of it. Normally, when you use software for a client, they see that software company's brand and logo everywhere. But here, the whole idea is that your client only ever sees your brand. It's your logo, it's your URL. You're not promoting some other tech company anymore. You're promoting your own agency's platform.
And this opens up a completely new way to make money. See, because their agency plan comes with unlimited client accounts, you can actually turn around and resell your branded platform to your clients. It basically lets an agency transform from being just a service provider into a software as a service company.
All right, let's wrap up with the practical stuff. What's the support like? What about the community? And of course, what does this all cost?
So, to make it easier to get started, they offer 24/7 support and tools to import your stuff from other platforms. But what's really interesting is how much they seem to focus on their community. They've built this network for marketers, and get this, they have a community-driven ideas board where users can vote on new features, so you actually get a say in where the product goes.
Now for the pricing. They really offer two main monthly plans that you can choose from, the Starter and the Unlimited.
The difference between the plans is really clear. That starter plan at $97 a month, that's really for a single business. But the unlimited plan at $297, that's where that whole agency model unlocks. This is the tier that gives you the unlimited sub-accounts and lets you create your own branded app, turning the software into a product you can actually go out and sell.
And that whole community-driven idea seems to be a huge selling point. It's echoed right here in this testimonial from Sean Kirk, who's really emphasizing how much the company actually listens to its customers.
So as we wrap up this look at GoHighLevel's pitch, we're left with a much bigger question. They're making a bet that the future isn't about finding the absolute best tool for every single little job, but about finding the one single platform that does everything pretty well. And for marketing agencies, you have to wonder, is that consolidated, white-labeled model just the inevitable path forward? It's definitely something to think about.